Recently, my channel has been doing really well in the analytics. In fact, over the past few weeks, we've gained over 8,000 subscribers, which is just insane, and I can't thank you guys enough. I put out a poll on my Instagram and YouTube asking you guys for some questions about anything. So I split this video into a couple sections if you want to skip around to any different types of questions. I'll try to answer as many as I can. Let's get straight into it. So I'm going to start off with some personal questions that I got. The first one is, when did you start studying that much? Well, I kind of started studying in like year 8 when I watched The Big Bang Theory, which is a sitcom about scientists who work at university. You know, most of them are physicists and engineers. And I find that really inspiring that you can work hard and get where you want to. So I bought a textbook in physics. It was the wrong exam board I was doing. It was year 8, I didn't really know anything, but I just wanted to learn and do well in life. And that's when I started studying. I did not start studying 10 hours a day in year 8, so please don't take that as advice. All I'm saying is that I kind of started studying around there and got into the habit of learning. Next question I got a lot is, do you want to do A-levels or college? If so, what do you want to do? Well, for my A-levels right now, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. I'm still like applying. However, I 100% know I want to do biology and chemistry, as that is what you pretty much need to get into med school. And then I want to do physics as well, and then maybe maths. It is for A-levels, so it can be a bit tougher. However, maths works well with physics, and if I were to, do 3 A-levels, it would just be physics, biology and chemistry, so triple science basically. So those are decisions I've made so far. That brings me on to my next question, which is future job. Like, what do you want to do when you're older? So I just kind of gave it away, but I want to be a doctor. I'm not quite sure what I want to specialize in yet. It's kind of a long way away. However, I'm really interested in nuclear medicine as well as different types of surgery. So I find that really interesting. However, for now, I'm just trying to keep my options open, which is why I'm also taking physics. I've always kind of wanted to go into a STEM field, whether before I always wanted to do physics and kind of be a physicist, heavily inspired by the Big Bang Theory show. And I love engineering as well. For now, I have my goal set on being a doctor. And I think I can really achieve that with hard work. Plus, getting to be a doctor involves lifelong learning, and I always enjoy learning new information, so that shouldn't be too bad. The next question is, where were you born and what is your ethnicity? So I was born in Germany near a place called Osnabrück, and a lot of my family still live there. I moved away from there when I was about 6 years old and moved obviously to England. So apart from German, I am also half Nigerian. So I'm half German, half Nigerian. My mum is Nigerian and my dad is German. If you want to know, my mum is Igbo, so I'm half Igbo. I have visited Nigeria about twice now. I usually go once every 4 years or so. I think I went last year or 2 years ago, I went to Nigeria, so next time I'll go will be in like 2022 or 2021. And it's always nice to see family out there, and it's a really enjoyable experience. It's not like what the media paints it to be, but Nigeria is lovely. However, right now there is a terrible issue going on with SARS, so I'll put a link in the description if you want to read more about that and find more information about what is going on. So this moves on to my next question, which is, what languages do you speak? So I speak fluent German. I don't speak Igbo or Nigerian, because that's not a language, but I do speak German fluently. My writing is not quite as good as my speaking or my reading, however, my German is pretty good. I do tend to go to Germany quite a lot to visit family during the half-term and Christmas holidays. However, right now it's not looking like it will be an option. I really hope I am able to go on Christmas though. Again, I also have a lot of family in Nigeria. Do you get bullied for having a study channel, or how do you deal with people in school knowing about your channel? Well, no, to be honest, now I don't really get bullied for having a channel. If you didn't know, I actually started a channel in like year 8 or year 9 about studying, and it just didn't do well. I mean, I was kind of like, I wouldn't say bullied, but it was just a bit annoying. People would constantly mention it, and even people from like other schools, because like in the catchment I live, there's like 2 main schools where people go to, like from one school and the other school go to upper school, and those 2 schools combine. And basically I'll just have like random people coming up to me and being like, oh yeah, do you have the channel about studying? Like, oh, you're the sweat who studies, which is like, it's not that nice obviously, and it's kind of annoying that these people I never met are kind of being rude to my face. But I did kind of stop it and quit with it for a few years. Now I'm back on it, and now I don't get bullied in school because people see my channel's actually doing well. People are now revising and finding it helpful, so no, I don't really get bullied for it in school. Before I did, but I just moved on from it, I guess. Next question is, what grades do you want for your GCSEs? So I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh yeah, he's going to get all 9s, you want all 9s, but I'm not setting myself that really high goal, because that goal is just setting setting yourself up for disaster if you don't get what you want to. I'm setting my goals at 7s and above for all subjects, which I'll be really happy with, which is more than good enough, and I'll be really happy with. I want to get like a couple 9s in some subjects. I'll just continue working hard and see where that takes me, but don't set your goals too high because it will just be so much worse when it doesn't pan out. Do you ever procrastinate? Cause lol, you seem to have endless willpower to do stuff and I'm here like, how? Yes, I do procrastinate. Like, I procrastinate a fair amount. Although in my videos I don't seem to procrastinate a lot, I am pretty productive. However, I, just like everybody else, procrastinate, and I don't want to like come off as this person who just always studies and never procrastinates, because I'm not like some magic genius. I just make videos on the internet about studying because I know some effective techniques that have worked for me. I like hang out with friends, I do exercise, I have a social life, I don't just study all day. I actually do other things. What is your strongest and weakest subject? Well, my strongest subject is probably one of the sciences, maybe biology. I really love that and enjoy learning for it. My weakest subject is probably English literature or English language. I just don't like English. I mean, it's not my first language, but it's just not that fun of a subject for me. I don't quite enjoy it. It's kind of hard for me to revise for. So English is probably my weakest subject. Do you ever feel like you have less time to be social because you study so much? If so, do you feel like it's affecting your friendships, or are your friends like-minded? My friends are pretty like-minded. We all enjoy, like, I wouldn't say we all enjoy school, but we all work hard and try to do the best we can. Kind of have competitions with each other to keep the spirit of competitiveness alive, you know? It's nice to do that, but I do have time for friends and social. Like I said, I don't study all day. Although I do an 8-hour study week, I do not do that every day, okay? I just want to make that clear. I don't do 8 hours every single day. Some days I'll be really productive, other days I won't be quite as productive. It doesn't affect my friendships, it doesn't really affect my social life. So someone said diet. I eat a lot of carbs like noodles and rice. I do snack a fair amount. However, I have a pretty fast metabolism and do tend to run a lot and exercise, so that keeps me pretty thin, I guess. I'm a pretty skinny guy, you know. I'm not the biggest guy, but you know. But I try to be healthy and eat decently. However, I'm still young, so I guess I have a couple more years of eating badly left. Favorite Netflix show? I don't really have a favorite Netflix show. I watch a lot of sitcoms, so Friends, Big Bang Theory, That 70s Show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like, I love sitcoms. Sitcoms are the best because it kind of makes me feel like I'm there and takes me away. And it's just really nice to watch sitcoms. You watch like some dramas and stuff like that. Like, I really enjoyed HBO's Chernobyl. That was like a history drama kind of reenactment thing, and I love that show. It was so good. If you watched it, I'm sure you found it amazing. Before I used to watch a lot more Netflix shows. Now I don't really watch as much. I try to like not watch as much. Maybe I watch like half an hour of Netflix a day, an episode of a show, or rewatching an episode of a show. Also, I love The Office. If you watch The Office, great show, you know. Are you naturally intelligent? No, I don't think so. I tend to work hard and do well that way, but yeah. What are your plans for university? So I obviously said I want to do med school. Now, I'm not going to say that I want to go to Cambridge or Oxford, or I have to go to this uni, because again, that's just setting yourself up for failure. However, I would like to go to a good uni, maybe somewhere in London or Cambridge or Oxford, and, you know, study medicine for however 6 years it is. I don't really like mind about that. I know the workload can be quite hard, but like I said, I enjoy learning and I don't mind doing that. Plus, I feel like the med school content will be quite good, especially if you guys follow along. The last question on the personal section is, do you listen to drill rap? So yeah, I do. I listen to a bit of drill. I have a couple songs on my playlist, you know. Check my Spotify, I guess, in the description if you care about that. But I listen to a lot of American rap, drill, a lot of 80s stuff, and just like, I listen to pretty much everything. Again, this kind of moves into a question I get in my comments a lot, is do you listen to music when studying? It depends on the tasks I'm doing. So for example, if I'm writing Anki cards, then I will listen to music, because that's like a really like not so taxing task. When I'm running through the Anki flashcards, or when I'm maybe doing a past paper, I will not listen to music, because that's just going to distract me, and that's not how it's going to be in the exam. So listen at your own volition, but do not listen to music with lyrics in it. That's the worst thing. If I do listen to music, it'll be like lo-fi or classic or like study focused music or something like that. Now I'm gonna run through some study questions. How do you bring yourself to study? I made a video about this, which is my video all about motivation, and then I made one about procrastination. And in those videos, I kind of explain it quite well. However, I just try to like look at the goal in the long term. Like I just said, you know, I love the Big Bang Theory and they worked hard to get where they are, or in the show at least. I want to work hard to get to where I want to be, and I know studying is going to help with that, so I try to look at it as a long-term goal rather than something in the short term. That really helps. I have more tips in the videos if you want to check those out. What's your best study technique? Active recall. I literally made a video on this last week. That's the best way to revise. Scientifically proven. It's so efficient. I guess I would say if I had to use one thing for the rest of my life, it would probably be like something like past papers or Anki, something like that, if I could only use one revision method for the rest of my life. So check that video out for a bit more information about that, but active recall is the best way to revise and it's proven by science. Best advice for year 10 student. I know a lot of my audience is actually in year 10/year 11, and I have some people in like year 12 and 13, which I find kind of cool, I guess. I would say for year 10, the best advice is just to start making your resources throughout the year. Like, don't leave it to year 11, but don't work too hard. Like, you're gonna burn out if you work too hard in year 10. Just like get home, write your little cards, write whatever you need, write your resources, make them throughout year 10 so it's a bit easy in year 11. I feel like last year I kind of made it out like in my head to be way harder than it was. Like, this was the beginning of the end, but it wasn't that bad. So try to keep calm, try not to stress too much in year 10, I guess. Next study-based question is, how do you not forget what you have revised on one topic after revision on another topic? Spaced repetition. Like, I kind of made a really janky video about this when I was starting my channel about the retrospective revision timetable, but just spacing out your repetitions of studying that subject. A great way to space out repetition is using Anki, as well as using the calendar I mentioned, because it can tell you when you've done a topic. So you need to be doing overtime. You're not going to learn it straight away. That's just not how it works. It's kind of tedious to do that, but it's what helps. How often do you go through Anki, and when you do you go through all subjects? I go through Anki every day. You need to be going through Anki every day if you want it to work. Like, it's not gonna work if you're going through it every 5 days, every 3 days. Like, the point of Anki is that you're doing daily reviews. I try to cover like most of my subjects, and I haven't like written all my cards for every single subject, which is why I like can't give them out because I haven't finished them. But I usually go through science, so all the science, triple science, and then computer science, as well as history throughout. But I'm writing some cards for RS right now, so I try to go through every single one of my cards every day. I wake up in the morning, before I go to school, I run through those cards. So yeah, this question, I saw it and it kind of like, it resonated with me a lot. So what is it like being a male creator in a female dominated area of YouTube? Your videos are awesome. So this question kind of like really made me think, because I'm in like a sector of YouTube which is mainly female created. Like, a lot of the revision videos you'll see will be like aesthetic, and not all of them. I'm not saying like all video creators, revision YouTubers are female, but a lot of them are like aesthetic kind of females, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a female study creator, but it's just like, for me at least, I love female study creators, to be honest. I watch on Jada Jade, Ruby Granger, all of them, but there's just not really many male creators, and it might be harder for boys to resonate with that. So it's just nice that I guess I'm helping people, and I often get comments like, I don't see many male study YouTubers in this field, it's good that you're doing this, which I really like. So your take on your channel growth. Like I said in the beginning, it's been absolutely insane. Like, this channel growth has been crazy. I remember like 4 weeks ago, I celebrated 1,000 subscribers and I was like so happy. And then I released my GCSE mocks video, and that video, I thought that video wasn't even that good, to be honest. That video was super, like, I wouldn't say rushed, but I like scripted it on Saturday night, and then like all of Sunday I was doing the voiceover, doing the B-roll, and like trying to edit it and get it out before 7:30, because that's when I upload. And then it went out and it was like a slow start. It was during the half term, so I think that really helped the video do well, and it just skyrocketed. Like, on YouTube you can see your recent video and how it's doing like out of 10, so 1 out of 10 is the best, and it was like 5 out of 10 at the beginning, and then it just like skyrocketed and started gaining tons and tons of views, and the momentum's kept going, and now it's at like 110,000 views, which is just like absolutely insane. I think what helped with that video is that it was pretty to the point, and not that many people in the GCSE sector of YouTube had really talked about active recall and stuff like that, so I think that really helped it. It's really good that video went viral like right then, because I had already posted like 20 something videos after that, so it meant that people could go back and watch those videos, rather than if I had like 5 videos and went viral, because I don't think as many people would have subscribed. So yeah, I gained a lot of subscribers from that video, and the channel's doing really well lately, and I want to thank you guys. So that video clearly helped a lot of people. So next question is, what do your friends think of you having a YouTube channel, and how do you manage YouTube and studies? My friends don't really care that much. I mean, they find it cool, like whatever, but it's not like they're like, oh my god, yeah, it's so cool. It's just like normal. Like, it hasn't really changed my life that much. Like, well, it's changed my life as in it's given me an opportunity to help lots of people, but my regular day-to-day life is pretty much the same. I balance YouTube and studies, I guess, just effective time management. Watch my video on time management. Maybe I'll make an updated one, but usually I film, like I script my videos throughout the week, and then I film on Saturday, like part of my day, and then, you know, study on Saturday as well, and then Sunday I'll edit the video and have it out at like 7:30. So it's pretty janky right now. It's kind of hard because I have to find a time to film when like no one's being loud and no one's like running around the house. Also, before I had to like film my videos on the weekend because it's getting dark outside and I didn't have any good lighting. Now I have like decent lighting right here, which is like really bright and it's making the video look really nice. However, before I couldn't do that. I had to use like the natural light from my window, but you know, gear helps, I guess. It's made lighting a lot better and allowed me to film my videos literally whenever I want. So yeah, love that. So I get this question a lot, what do you use to edit your videos? So I use Final Cut Pro X to edit my videos on my 13-inch MacBook Pro. So my MacBook is like not the top spec. I think it's literally the base model MacBook Pro, but because Final Cut Pro is quite well optimized on the Mac, it makes editing quite good and pretty buttery smooth. Like, my fans do come on and blast when I'm like exporting, but it's not too bad. If you guys are interested in more of the YouTube side of stuff, I don't mind making videos about like editing and how I come up with ideas and stuff like that, like my workflow when it comes to making videos, if you guys kind of like that. So yeah. So what's your recording / computer setup? So right now, like before this video has gone out, every single one of my videos that I filmed was filmed on my phone, like on this right here. This is a Huawei Mate 20 Pro, and it is like 2 years old. I think it came out in like 2019, so a year and a bit old, and it shoots in 4K, or I can shoot in 4K on it, which is what I used to do. However, it had a 10-minute recording limit, so I actually had to like set my watch 10 minutes. So I used this. I used a tripod that I bought off Amazon for like £15. Before that, I used to stack boxes up, and then I used the natural lighting in my room. And that is how I filmed before, and that was like all my videos, every single one of my videos you watched until like this one, which right now, I'll try to show you the setup, but right now, I am filming with a nice new setup, so sorry if the quality looks terrible, but there you go. This is a nice softbox I bought off Amazon. It's about £40, it wasn't too expensive. This is the same tripod right here, and this is the Rode Video Mic Go, which I'm using to record my videos, and then have the Canon EOS M3. So that's my recording setup right there. If you're wondering why it's not on top of the camera, I need the flip screen as well as getting closer to the subject. And yeah, so that's pretty much my recording setup now. So this setup right here you're looking at wasn't insanely expensive either. I think this whole setup, I got mainly the money for my birthday as well as from some YouTube stuff. So this in total cost about £350, give or take. I have a couple more items to buy which will put it up to £350, but this setup isn't like insanely expensive. I know £350 is a lot of money, but it can be achieved. Like, gear doesn't really matter. As you can see, you can just film on your phone. Most smartphones nowadays are good enough to record on anyway. I would say the main thing you should worry about is audio quality. Like before, my GCSE mocks video was recorded on the Blue Yeti, which I also bought with YouTube money, so it's over there, I can't be asked to get it. But the Blue Yeti, I bought that, I used that for the entire voiceover, and the Blue Yeti sounds amazing, which is, I think, another thing that helped propel that video so well. Before, I used to just do voiceover on my phone like that, on my desk, so yeah. The last YouTube-based question is, why did you decide to start on YouTube from your Spanish sub? So thank you, I know who this is. I decided to start on YouTube because I was just kind of bored in lockdown, like I didn't know what to do. And like I said, I previously started a channel and I kind of wanted to do that again. Friends and I were going to year 11, so I thought I could do some tips, make some videos and stuff like that, and bring down the content to GCSE students, which I love doing. And you know, it's panned out really well. Like it's crazy, the growth, like I said, it's been insane, but YouTube is quite fun and it's a great way for me to earn some passive income, so yeah. So these are some like miscellaneous questions about random stuff which didn't really fit into any category. First question on the miscellaneous section is, do you recommend a Mac? Well, yeah, I have a Mac. If you want, well, obviously I have a Mac, but if you want a good computer that will last you for like a long time. I remember the Mac I had before this lasted me like 6 years or something like that. It was insane how long it lasted me, and it was still working, like it didn't break. The only reason I got rid of it is because I just wanted an upgrade, you know. We live in the era of upgrades, but I recommend it. Like, it works perfectly well, buttery smooth. The reason I love like a Mac, and like I would probably get like a Windows maybe for like gaming or something like that, and build my own PC. However, I just love this Mac because of the user interface. It's just really nice, and I love the way it integrates. I'm not part of the Apple ecosystem, I'm not an Apple fanboy. I just like my Macs, you know, it's good. And the main thing is I edit off of Final Cut Pro, which is exclusive for Macs, so yeah, I kind of need to have it. Maybe in a couple years I'll get a PC as well as having the Mac if I can afford it. The next thing is, what is the monitor wall thing? Does it help a lot with learning, or is it just another screen? Yes, it helps so much with learning. This monitor right here was generally one of the best purchases I've ever made. Maybe I'll make a full video about like 5 best purchases I've made. One of the best purchases I've ever made was this monitor right here. It didn't cost that much. Like, I saved up for it for some of the money I earned from selling illegal goods on Facebook Marketplace. I wasn't selling anything bad, okay? I bought it for like 120, I want to say. It's a 27-inch, it's just a 60 hertz HP monitor. It's got pretty thin bezels, but it's amazing because I can be so productive with it. If you watch in any of my like study with me videos, you'll see that I'll have like dual screen on Anki, then I can put like Spotify on this like bottom Mac screen. Generally, I don't know how I did work before I had this big monitor. Like, I used to just sit on my desk with this right here. Like, how did I do that? I don't know how. If you want, you don't have to spend £100 on a monitor. You can literally go on Facebook Marketplace and find a monitor for like £60. I remember my friend literally bought a monitor for £10 on Facebook Marketplace. It wasn't the best, but it worked. That's the main thing. Like, just buy yourself a monitor to help with your studying, because it will make you so much more productive and so much more efficient. So yeah, like, I have a lot of my equipment linked in the description if you want to get this exact one, but yeah, it works really well. Maybe I'll get another one. And right now, a lot of people have told me I should put my Mac and like get a keyboard and mouse. I have planned on doing that. Like, I really want to do that, but I just don't have the money for it right now, but sooner or later I will. So if you did make it to the end, congratulations, you are a real one. So since mocks are coming up, maybe I'll have to take a week off or post like 2 real-time study me's or something like that. Something easy, because I want to kind of focus on that and get good grades. If you did enjoy this video, check out this video all about active recall and why it's the most effective study method proven by science. Don't forget to subscribe and have a productive week.